Dear Reddit family, another long update. Trigger warning for some violence abuse. I started writing about my experiences simply to gain insights, opinions, and blow off some steam, and as a somewhat therapeutic measure, so to speak. I found out that my posts have been used by several web channels to broadcast them to others. That's fine. When I found out about them, I was mostly interested in the comments. They really opened my eyes and showed me that I was naive, gullible, and an incredible doormat. Maybe more so than what hubby and Alaf told me. And WNN found out about the posts and agree with you all. So thank you all. Other family members have also found out about the post. They weren't happy with it and some started to spout some bullshit about privacy, but when they read the responses and saw everything from my point of view, they felt even more ashamed than they already did. In one of my last posts, people gave a lot of advice on protecting ourselves and our home. Thank you all for that. We have also been following some self-defense and martial arts classes when possible. The children were given alarms, schools were told about what happened, and protocols were written for their safety. We sold our cars and bought other ones that we parked some streets away. We have the majority of our groceries delivered as well. A company specialized in home defense was told to make our home feel safe again. We have a contract with that company, so in case crap hits the fan, they know to hold their butts our way ASAP. Local law enforcement also has a big red flag attached to our phone numbers and address. We don't expect a lot now, but better safe than sorry. We certainly have learned that. The neighborhood watch is a success. We have had a lot less attempted break-ins and theft. My children have found their courage to walk the floor on their own without either me or hubby. They are not as afraid as they were shortly after the debacle with Blubbermouth and Ack. Talks with their therapists have helped a lot. Eldest struggles sometimes as he thinks that being the eldest means taking care of his siblings without fail. I needed some surgery as the beating made some pre-existing health issues worse. Hubby is still restless sometimes. He has taken his self-defense and martial arts lessons seriously. He thought and still thinks at times that he failed in his duty to protect his family. With the help of his therapist, he can shake that feeling more. I've told him numerous times that he never failed us. He loves us and has always been there for us as a father and husband. This takes a lot after hubby in this regard. It doesn't surprise me as I have proudly given birth to my hubby's clone, and has been a great help as well. Sometimes men need another man to tell them whatever they need to hear without therapist talk. Time out. See other post. Happened around 3 weeks ago. Ack still in prison, though secluded. Inmates really don't like him apparently. I'm not even wondering why. Cuddle Mac's mother. Bill and C order had been lifted as of last week. No harassment or any other things, so no reason for extension. He isn't blocked on our phones. If people want to dig their own graves, then I'm all for helping them. Blabbermouth, still in prison. Well, is me attitude. Only our lawyers talk with each other and with the prosecutor. The Hellheg still has an active NC order. She has been blocked on my phone, not on hubby's. Same reason as with Bill. I laugh, lawyer friend, hero without a cape, devil without horns. With every innocent dollar, etc. Bro, my 189 and tall brother, has the build of a tank, strong as one, kind-hearted, no-nonsense man. Still 3, bro's partner, Maggie for the sake of the posts. Frou NW and Anne's loving dog, another hero without a cape will take snacks and cuddles as his reward. The Foo, our own loving dog, hero in training, who'll also take snacks and cuddles as his reward. On to part 1. Alaf called us. Apparently he got a call from Bill that Blubbermouth wants to plead guilty in exchange for no time in prison. As of now, she faces between 5 to 10 years in prison if she's found guilty. I thought that this crap wasn't possible. According to Lev, she hardly has a chance at that. She can get a reduction but no more if she goes for the guilty plea. Also, what surprised us is that Bill called Alaf directly instead of going through their lawyer. So what does our beloved Alaf do? Laugh in the phone, hang up and calls their lawyer telling them what Bill has done. Apparently BML just sighed deeply and thanked Alaf before hanging up. Our thoughts. Blabbermouth and Bill don't hear what they want to hear from their own lawyers, so they try it through ours. Nice try. Several days after Alaf called to tell us about Bill and Blabbermouth's delusion fantasy, we got several texts from 4 of our beloved nieces and nephews who are Bill and Blabbermouth's kids. Number 5 doesn't like me and like his mother, blames me for all of her misfortune. We know that the only he doesn't bother us is that his parents have warned him to stay out of this. As of now, he hasn't messed up, but we are still somewhat willing to pay for his college education. The other four kids and us have a good relationship. They know what Mother Dearest tried to do and have decided on their own that they're done with her entitled crap, and with their father semi-enabling it. Now 1 and 2 have moved out. Now 3 and 4 can't just yet but are barely home. Since their mother is in jail, the eldest two decided to drop in on their father and younger siblings to keep an eye out and help when needed. Bill was very unhappy and angry. He knows that what Blabbermouth did was wrong, but he thinks the whole kidnapping and assault thing is blown out of proportion. They were all having lunch and Bill came with the amazing idea to have a talk with me, and to an extent, hubby. His phone explodes with texts after that lunch. Mine and hubby's. Eldest niece tried and managed to get a time frame from her father and texted us that, since we didn't want our children to watch whatever might go down, we asked Bro and Maggie if they could go there for a couple of days and hang out with their cousins. No problem after explaining the situation. The children were scared but didn't want to leave. Bro flexes his muscles, they love that, and tells them that he will keep them safe. Then we call N and 9W, explain the situation and to ask if they are available in case we need witnesses and help. Before we could finish asking, we heard the doorbell ring. And 9W and Frou were there. So some hours later, and Bill makes his grand appearance. For those of you who wondered if we invited him in, of course not. Heck, we didn't even open the door. The doorbell camera has been granted its own altar at our home. Well, almost then. He began his sub-story about how Blabbermouth didn't mean it. She was sorry, yada, 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 sob, sob, sob. He asked back through his sobs if we could drop the charges. Nah, even if I could, I wouldn't. Oh, Bill, fun fact. The prosecutor is the one who decides that now. You know, because what Blabbermouth did are felonies. You don't get to try and abduct people and get away with a slap on the wrist. You don't get to show your big blue eyes and get away with aiding and abetting assault. Even if he changes his mind, it won't be because of your puppy eyes begging, but of lack of evidence, of which he has plenty. You know that. I'm sure that your lawyer has told you this, so why the heck are you trying it here? Oh right, because you and Blabbermouth don't want to hear no. Last but not least, me, hubby, and children will be a lot safer if her untitled behind is in jail and not polluting the free air with her sense of entitlement. After hearing this piece of information, Bill became angry. Family this, family that, more family helps each other crap, and the golden phrase was, but she's family and you don't hurt family. To which we responded with, but we're her family. Why did she hurt us then? No response. He just stood there. Then he started cursing. How I was an ass, Abby, and that it was all my fault. Sure, Bill, blame the one who helped pay off your mortgage and your children's tuition, because all we wanted was to help family. If you don't want the money, then we would like to have it back. Would you like to pay it back all in one go, or payment plan? Yes, we were semi-teasing. He raged on about that. How dare you? And it's not funny. Of course it isn't funny. But what isn't funny as well is that Blabbermouth only accepted me when it suited her and when things happened the way she wanted. If not, she would try to manipulate things and people so she could still get something of what she wanted. We helped you, and when we say no to an absurd request, she loses her ever-loving mind. She destroys relationships, the good and neutral ones. She destroyed our feeling of safety and our health, so on and so forth. For what? A holiday of which I know you have the money for, or at least for a good part of it. You don't like it that she's in jail. That's fine. She reaps what she sows. You and Blabbermouth should talk to your lawyer to see what can be done about this with the least amount of damage. Family means nothing to you and Blabbermouth when it doesn't get you anything. Go away. We will call the cops and see if we can get more restraining CD orders shoved up your behind. Oh, and don't try anything stupid. Look at Eck and Blabbermouth to see how that one worked out. After saying something along above said lines, he left. We made a copy of the video footage, called the police, and went through the entire process again. Alaf came by for a visit and was baffled and actually sighed. He simply can't understand our thought process. Turns out Colonel was also giving him a rough time by basically demanding he does something about her son being in jail. So he did something. He basically told her to shove off in a legal way. Unless she wants to spend money on her own lawyer and having unpleasant side effects from such legal papers. Like I said earlier in the post, I needed surgery and NW has offered to stay when hubby is away to help me and keep an eye out. She can work from home and help out in case the family nut jobs return. She has become more than a friend. When she isn't working, we talk a lot and got to know each other on a deeper level. Turns out, NW had been in a similar situation with an ex gone bonkers. Even after she got together with Anna and they try to help whenever they can as they know the anxiety, insecurity and fear. No ex problems for her thankfully.